How's that girl chick?
Girl chick. Good. Whoever the fuck that is. Bridget?
Didn't somebody play here? It was a girl?
Valerie?
Is that who played?
Yeah. She was good. Yeah, she was good.
I had... What's his name's girlfriend?
What?
Mike McHugh.
Oh, Jess
Oh, Jesse,
Kennedy?
yeah.
So she got up, and I said, Courtney, when she gets up, I'm not going to be here. If it's slow, tell her to pick up a notch.
Yeah, pick it up.
She said she played 2 songs to get there, and they were really slow. So Courtney said, hey, listen, we want you to, get everybody involved and pick it up. She goes, oh, I'm so used to playing background. Is that what you want me to do? She said the rest of the set, everybody was clapping, everybody.
Oh, that's cool.
I've been hesitant.
She goes, I'm just so used to just being background music.
Yeah.
Yep.
I said, no, I want these guys singing with you and clapping and yelling shit.
And
Yeah.
What was it, Walrus Gumboot? Is
Yeah.
that what they're called? They were fucking great.
Last Sunday?
Yeah. They're really good.
It was funny. I forget who. Oh, Richie came in and he's like, yeah, I was down the street at Speedwell. I could hear you guys down the street.
Yeah. It's loud.
Yeah, but
It's
hey,
loud.
whatever, dude. It brought people in because
Yep.
people could like
Yeah,
hear
packed.
it, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I even think because it was like a little bit slow for Fly Down yesterday that they didn't pick it up as quickly as they normally would have if it was busier. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't.
Did they get that
didn't
feel
get
of the
groove
crowd?
going? Yeah.
You guys got music at all?
No.
Used to bar? I got to go there someday. You never invite me.
I invite you all the time.
No, you don't.
It's true.
You actually say, I like when no one I know goes there.
I do.
I was going to hire him for Pembroke, and he said, no, it's too close.
Yeah. No one knows me. It's awesome.
I said, listen, you commute, you'll be home by midnight.
It's
I
fine.
will say it is.
It's that great Cheers.
Yeah.
It is
It's the
nice.
best.
It's that great Cheers song where no one knows your name.
Yeah. It is true. I mean, how many times do you go out, and you're like, I just want to go somewhere where...
Oh, yeah.
I've
'Cause even
just
Jen-
gotten to the point where I can go out around here again where I don't know everybody.
Jen will say, well, I don't want to go out because all you do is talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, not really. And then we'll go out, and there'll be like 4 different couples that I know. Hey, ho, hey,
Yep.
ho, hey, ho.
Yeah.
Like shit. So sometimes we like to go places that we don't usually go, just to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're not having.
But then you still
know,
you still make friends anyway. So it's
I know.
okay.
But like even if you're having a bad day and you just want to be fucking left alone.
Yep.
You know.
I was having one of those.
Do you want to start or do you want to like?
All right, let's start. Go ahead.
I mean, do you want to like?
Yeah, I don't want. All right, I'll get it. Is my face on there?
I mean, hold on. Give me a minute.
Send me somebody's face.
Okay.
Just make it a random person.
Put
It's
Jordan on
somebody.
there so Jordan's actually here for the podcast.
Oh, there we go. Hold on. There we go. Damn.
What'd you say?
So ridiculous. It's awesome.
Welcome back to the Bar Talk Podcast. I am your host, Andy of Inebriart. I am joined today by Dan Mahoney of Stats.
Yo.
Jess.
Hi.
I totally blanked on your last name, Hamill.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Why did I
Seriously?
blank on your... Yeah, I don't know
You didn't say anybody else's last name.
It's like we're not. I
said Dan
know.
Mahoney. I didn't get to you
Sure,
yet.
It's like we're not
Did he?
even friends.
Yeah.
I don't know why I blanked. I apologize. Of the New World Tavern in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where we're recording.
Hi.
And then
Did you say
Karl-
thank you, Jess, now?
Yeah.
You didn't?
I didn't?
No.
I'm pretty sure I did.
He doesn't want to thank me. It's okay.
And, of course, Karl Heine of New World Tavern and Tolson's Tap and Tavern in Pembroke.
Hello, everybody.
Where everybody cries.
Where everybody
Everybody cries.
Yeah.
The employees, the customers, the owners.
Are they crying because it's too much, Karl?
I have no idea.
Listen, sometimes they're tears of joy, sometimes they're tears of anguish. Sometimes
I don't know if it's ever.
I don't think it was ever tears of joy.
It is when they leave, when they're sitting in their car in their parking lot.
I mean, that's a great question.
decompressing.
That's a great question for a podcast. Have you ever cried at work?
Me, no.
God, yeah.
Ever,
And I'm not a crier.
But I used to work for Home Depot. And when I
We
left,
know Andy on Home Depot talks about all the time. Here you
when
go,
I
Karl.
left, I went to...
Come to our Home Depot podcast.
the next
Sponsored by Lowe's. BigBox.com.
I build sheds.
The next place I worked.
He cries because all the sawdust.
No, but the next place I worked, they're like, how do you like working here? And it was like 2 weeks in. I'm like, well, I haven't seen anyone cry yet. And they laughed, and I'm like, I'm being 100% serious.
You're like, no, seriously.
It was like a daily thing there.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Like crying because like I got a piece of like
no, it's
timber
like,
falling on them. That's a little bit
no. It's like super
understandable.
high. It's super high pressure. Like if you are
hoses
remotely
he's talking
competent, you just keep getting more and more and more responsibility. And yeah, if you're incompetent, then they basically take responsibility away
Right.
for it and give it to someone else.
So what you're saying is
Don't
be good at your job.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
I just called him out. I know. I've definitely cried at work, not at New World Tavern because it's so amazingly fabulous to work here.
Thank you. My wife went to Home Depot.
Did you see Andy?
She goes, can you tell me where I can get a little cock?
And they just gave her Carl's
And they
number.
put yeah.
She said,
And that's
she said she never
Jen met
tried.
Karl.
She never tried to pronounce an L so much in her life.
But I find a lot of it is people who take their job to heart.
No.
No?
No. I think it's mostly people being overwhelmed or frustrated.
Okay. But don't you think that the frustration comes that you care?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. I'll take that back.
No. Or
Because you
somebody's
become
just berating
overwhelmed.
you,
I mean,
that's
some people,
obviously-
let's talk about the service industry. If somebody could have 4 tables and be overwhelmed,
True.
somebody else could have those 4 tables and take on 4 more.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all, I think, the personality of the person that does it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they come in, and I don't want to discriminate, you guys are all worried what I'm going to say.
I know. What
I
you're
mean,
saying.
I have my finger-
I have my
I know
finger
what
on the
you're
button.
saying. I
Young
already agree.
people, if you bring in a young server who maybe not have as much
Mm-hmm.
experience as you would like, but you take them in and you have a rude customer, sometimes they take that to heart, and,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it
They don't have
really
the tou-
bothers them
They don't
inside.
have the tough skin.
They
yet.
don't have the
Yeah.
tough skin to say,
No, that's
dude,
yeah.
eat your friggin' burger anyway. I don't care if it's
Right.
overcooked.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a half hour
Come to
for another one.
closest tavern where everyone cries.
Everyone cries.
No, but I mean that's just I think the natural part of life.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
as you get older, you're like, it really doesn't fucking matter
Right.
if you
Right.
like
It
your
could,
burger or
well,
not.
that person
Yeah.
could be crying because someone's beeping at them because they're going too slow. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't have the tough skin of life yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be like
they
that.
haven't been berated in life.
Our first
enough
bad
to-
review, I'm like, oh, we got a bad review. Now I'm like, hey, we only got 3 bad reviews this week.
It's all from the same guy anyway. This
There was a time I was
Andy
working
at
at-
Inebriate.
a place in
I don't know
Marshfield.
who that
Name
is.
fish.
Yeah.
And it was they have a big St. Patrick's Day race up in Marshfield every year. It's a huge race. The place is packed. It's full. And there was this young girl, like kind of the same thing, really young, brand new. I was like trying to take her under my wing, try and build her up to be a good server. She was a great girl. And I'm bartending, like there's 1,000 people. And my owner comes up to me. He's like, "We got a crier." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "So can you go deal with that?" And I go, "I'm serving like 100-something people at once right now, and you want me to go deal with a crier?" And he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Took her run upstairs. She's like,
And I'm
"It's
one
too
of those
busy."
people.
I'm like,
I
"Get
can
over it."
handle anything.
Yeah.
Rude
Yeah.
customers,
I can't deal
great
with criers.
customers, huge groups, little groups. Somebody starts crying out of frustration, or I'm all done. I'm like I gotta walk away. I'm like,
Yeah.
this person's crying. I gotta go.
It's funny. There are also certain people that I think do it for attention. I worked with one person that literally cried
Depot.
constantly. I didn't say that. Literally, it was
didn't
totally,
have to.
it was totally at Home Depot. But literally cried to the point where I remember they hired a bunch of people. So we had like 15, 20 new people on. And she's sitting on a ladder, like tears streaming down her face. And anyone who had worked with her was just like walking by, like, because like
This is
we didn't
normal.
care. Like we knew it was like a show, and she was just like trying to get attention or whatever her way.
Why was she sitting on a ladder?
Because we have ladders at Home Depot, and like you
She's
go
like,
up and
"I'm
down
gonna
them.
Cry up a ladder.
How
Well,
else
she would
Cry.
like get like her paperwork or whatever she was supposed to like downstock. And
But some
set
I
it
thought there
people-
was just a ladder in the middle of Home Depot, and she's just sitting
Some
on
people,
it.
No, they have the orange
some
ones.
people do cry at the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Yeah,
people
yeah.
do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just their nature.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's not something I deal with easy. I'm like, okay.
I don't deal with it either.
yeah, it's tough.
I can deal with like
Crying people
work
in
crying.
wakes.
Any other crying, I'm like, man, I'm
Crying
just gonna
people
keep
in
going.
what?
Wakes.
Oh, I thought you said wigs.
What's wrong with a good wig? You might need one soon.
You might-
Nice.
you might not need any-
All right.
But that's because Carl doesn't want too much hair. We're talking about what
Bi-weekly
is too
paychecks.
much. Bi-weekly
is too
paycheck.
much?
Yep.
What is too much?
What is too much?
What is too much?
Yep.
'Cause that's what makes people
that's
cry.
Today's
But-
topic
yeah.
of the podcast. So, what is too much? So let's start by saying crying is too much.
Yep.
But let's go back.
I'll agree
This
with that.
conversation came up because of table tents.
Yes.
So how much is too much on your table? You got
More-
a table tent. You
more
got
than
salt
one.
and pepper. You got plates. You got knives and forks. You got
Ketchup, condiments.
ketchup. Some places have more the
Some places
menus
have
on them.
Hot
Right.
sauce, barbecue
Hot sauce,
sauce,
barbecue
like,
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole
every
caddy.
every condiment known to
Yeah,
man.
what is too much to have on a table if you're a customer coming in and sitting down? Do you want a naked table, or do you want all that crap? I hate it as an owner because then you got to clean it all off and put it back on and clean it and make sure it's updated. But as a customer, I don't mind coming in and seeing the specials or something that maybe I wouldn't know that the place had. But I'm not into the table tents that, have 15 items on them and you flip them through. It's
Oh,
almost
yeah.
like a
Yep.
small menu.
Yeah.
Their catalog.
Yeah, it's like a catalog of shit.
Yeah. It's like a cheesecake
And then
factory
you
menu.
and then you look at the menu. So I would say if you had a table tent on a table, I would look at it. As a customer, I would look at it. And I believe it does help sales because people are seeing things that you maybe not have on your menu or not normally have on your menu that they're looking. And a lot of people come in, I think, to your place if they're, I'll call them a regular, or even if they've been there, once a month. I don't know what you would call a regular. They want something different. Geez, I've had all this. Keep it fresh, though. They always have drink specials. Let's go see what they have.
Yep.
So I would say on a table, if you have a salt and pepper and a table tent, that's fine for me.
I feel like one table tent is okay. Salt, pepper, I feel is mandatory. You shouldn't have to ask for that. Ketchup, I'm okay with this ketchup on the table. Other than that, like, it should be
Yeah.
requested. And my thing from a customer standpoint is, I might look at it, but you'll get the drink special one, and then you get some, alcohol company that has a cardboard one, and then you get something else for some other reason, and then they bring an appetizer, and then you have to shuffle the table tents
Yeah.
out of the way,
Yep.
and then you're not quite done the appetizer, and your meal's here. Now it just
There's
there's too
just
much
so much
shit
shit on
on.
the
Yeah,
table,
like
yeah.
it's cluttered, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about menus. Here, we have way too many menus.
Yep. You too.
But we can't figure out a better way to do it. So we've got our food menu, we've got our drink menu, we got our beer menu.
Yeah, but the drink menu and the beer menu are on the same thing.
All right.
Oh, sorry. You're saying you're pretending like there's 17 pieces of paper coming your way when you sit down. I'm just saying. Look, I'm trying to make.
How many pieces of paper do you get when you sit down here? If you get
You get a
everything,
menu
you should get?
and a draft list.
2.
You don't get the drink menu.
With the drink menus on the back of the draft list. There's a thing on the printer where if you flip the page and then you.
You have to show me that
on
one.
another
You have
side.
to teach me that one.
Carl, the printer is the thing that's.
But if we do have if we did have specials, you would get another special.
yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
it's 3 different menus. Can you fit it all on one? But then you get a book. Now you get a
Right.
book of menus, and you're like, all right, this is way too much on
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
So I don't know the best way to do it. Is it a what do we call what's that Cheesecake Factory menu
Right,
where you have a
right.
billion of them?
700
Yeah, a
binder.
pages.
Or
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
go?
But then
do you
there's
go to these what I would call a higher end restaurant than the New World Tavern? Is you get 10 items.
Right.
To me, that's not enough.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's some places where you'll get the regular menu, the draft menu, the special menu, but for whatever reason they give you one special menu, and then
gotta
like
share it.
you're like, hey man, can I see that?
Right.
And the waitress
we
comes
thought
over
about
like, are
doing
you
that
ready?
too,
Like, I haven't seen the special menu
That's
yet.
I'm like, you know what? Just give them one beer menu for the table. They can
Yeah.
share it. But
then
again,
then it
I'm
slows-
sitting there
yeah.
going, dude,
See,
can I get the beer menu?
one
for Christ's
special
sake?"
menu's fine, Andy. Fucking wait your turn. The
Yeah.
beer menu, though, I think.
But no, because then the waitress comes over. She's like, "Are you guys? Are you?" And it doesn't matter to her. But then you're like, "Oh no, come back because I haven't."
But there shouldn't be that
Well,
many special
then
menus
it
when you're
will-
studying it for an
or,
hour.
Or you just don't have a special menu and you gotta have your waitresses. Just
No, that never works.
I
Oh, no,
know,
never
but I'm
works.
just saying.
You
what's
start
the less-
talking, I'm zoned
what's
out,
the lesser
don't
of two evils here, right? I mean, would you rather?
You
read
give me
it?
3 specials and I forget what the first one was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me throw out an idea.
No.
No. I don't.
So at home,
Podcast over.
at Home Depot,
no.
We
We
have
had
one
wood
menu.
specials.
but because
Not a plank.
because of COVID, everyone really became familiar with QR codes. Can't you have?
Hate it.
Yeah, a lot
Really?
of people are over it.
Really?
So we say what's too much?
Right.
What's not enough? I went into this restaurant and I said, hey, I'd like to get a drink. And they said, oh, okay. What do you want? I said, do you have a drink menu? Because I just went for a drink, sat at the bar. And they said, no, here's the QR code. I said, well, I don't have my phone. Mm-hmm. They said, well, you'll have to look up our website then. I'm like, I don't have my phone.
Right.
Do you want me to jump on your computer, or what do you want me to do here?
I mean,
So then at
Bring me your
that
desktop.
point, I was getting frustrated because I just wanted to stop in for a drink.
Yeah.
And they're getting frustrated because I'm getting frustrated.
Right.
And I'm like, I just want like a rum drink. Just make me a rum drink.
Right.
And finally they came over and said, sure, I can get it for you. Yep, no problem. But yeah, the QR codes, not everybody has access to that, and you're cutting off half the people that you have.
I think
I don't think
we
you
were
shouldn't
forced-
have the menu like. I
Right,
just
but
feel
we
like
were
if you
all
have
forced
at
to. We
least.
were all
Yeah.
forced to do it during COVID, and again, that's talking to the empty table too, right? Like you weren't allowed to have anything on the tables
Right.
for the longest time, and then your steps of service take 5 extra seconds for every single table all day long to go get salt and pepper, to go get your condiments, to go get this, to
Yep.
go get that, and like it was. People were running around like chickens with their head cut off for no reason, just because they got to go get like 6-7 things because we can't keep anything on the tables.
Right.
And then the QR codes, then you got to stand there and go, oh, well, you got to scan it. Nope, you got to hold it like this. Nope, too far forward, too far back, like this, that, whatever. And then it's like, you got to teach grandma how to use her phone all over again.
Yeah, and like I said, I wouldn't be for everybody, but not everybody reads the table tent either. So I just feel like if you had a QR code on there, it might alleviate some of the need for menus and specials.
I mean, I thought about putting a QR code for our draft list on there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think people just want to see. They want to see the whole thing. They
Yeah.
want to see.
Yeah.
And now I got to put on my glasses. I can't see my phone. I got to friggin' make it bigger. It's
Yeah, not everybody needs-
45,000.
Not
I
everyone's
mean, I'm
your-
older.
yeah.
I'm
But
that's what I'm saying.
42.
Don't you need the glasses for the
42,
menu too?
240.
Right.
Yeah.
6'2".
Long flowing hair.
For my hands.
But yeah, I don't
But
think.
I feel like if you had a table full of like 23-year-olds and you had a QR code, they would all immediately pull out their phone
Yeah.
and scan it and just
not
jump
everybody's
right.
23.
I know, but I'm saying is like that is the natural transition,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying I think instead of having 6 table tents, if you had one table tent with a QR code, you might get the same.
So you're saying have a.
I'm not saying-
have a table tent that says check out our specials with the QR code.
Yeah.
Or I would still say
Nah.
No.
Can you just tell
Yeah,
me?
I do.
Just
But-
fucking
more steps
tell
you
me.
Or
make
but
me
even
do
if
it
you had
less.
if you
Then
say
you got
you
to connect to the internet. And then what if the internet's down? Or what if you have a problem
Yeah,
with your
I-
phone and the internet?
yeah, what's your
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
password?
What's it? Yeah.
Carl
is
is
not
great.
great for putting these QR codes on
But I
there.
just
Yeah.
feel like if you had it, I think you would see people use it. And again, I'm not saying to replace what you have.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right, but you don't
In
know where you're
addition
sitting,
to-
so now you have to have something for the person that won't use the QR code. So why do that?
no,
Why not do something
He's
everybody
saying
can
in
see?
addition to.
Well, I think you're missing my point. My point is that instead of having 9 table tents or a flip book, you have a QR code. You can still have your
Yeah, we
but
understand.
again-
You
right. You
said
can
no.
have your cocktail list, but then if you have a QR code for the other shit that like if Bud Light's is running a fucking promotion,
Right.
you have a Bud Light QR code.
Yeah,
instead of
I
a
understand
table
what you're
tent.
saying,
Yeah.
but let's say that table of 23 does all that stuff. That's great.
Yeah.
And then that table leaves, and then a table of 50-year-olds sit there, and they're like, "Can you just tell us what's going on?" So now I got to have that for them, and that now you're
I
you're
will
kind of
say
mixing
my-
every table
yeah.
for the different ages.
Yeah.
I will say my experience when I first started here, we didn't have table tents. And as soon as we put them on, we were selling more cocktails. And it helped when we needed to go, like we had a one-off bottle of something. Like it really helped to push that one item so we could move it along and not have inventory sitting on the shelves. So
They
having
should-
the
yeah.
drinks, having specialty drinks on the tables and people can physically see it and look at it, read the ingredients. They don't have to dilly-dally with whatever. We've sold more drinks now having the cocktails on the table than we did before.
Yeah, they definitely work. We've had, venues that really love inebriate and put us on the table tent.
Are you looking at me? You want me to do something?
No, I'm just
I can't read your mind, goddammit.
I'm
Just
just fucking
tell
with
me.
you.
I
No,
can't believe somebody loves an
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a whole
Well, let me
list of
I'll ask Dan this question.
I'm just no, but we had a place that put us on the table,
Apparently
and
not allowed to ask
unbeknownst to me,
questions. Fucked
well,
up.
I was gonna finish
Home
my
Depot boy won't
That's
shut up.
all right.
So this
Don't
one
worry,
time we were at Home
don't-
Depot.
The picnic tables and the
Girl was crying on the ladder.
But she was really moving up in the company.
But we sold out
Andy's higher up.
because
like
of
an event?
yeah, because we were on the table and everyone saw it. And go on, tell your,
That's a
ask
good
your
story.
question.
So
Fine, I'm not hurt, Karl.
drink specials. I don't mind having them.
Yeah,
How many drinks are now they're not special? If every drink you have is a specialty cocktail.
Well, there's a difference between
Dan?
specialty drinks.
Yeah, wow, Jordan Jr. over here.
Oh, sorry. I was too busy listening to Andy and being polite while you guys were mouthing off to each other.
So you get for listening to Andy.
thanks, Jess.
You're welcome.
I mean, if it's specialty drinks, I think probably 6 is. If you get anything more than that, like upwards of 10, you're gonna like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Like, unless you're gonna do like a vodka, a rum, or something like that. But
We made that mistake, I think, at Tolson's when we first opened and are still doing it. We carry a lot of the scotches, the whiskeys, the bourbons, and we try to make a specialty drink for everything. So our specialty drinks are, here's our whiskey specialty drinks, here's our tequila specialty
Yeah.
drinks, here's our rum specialty. So there's like
too many.
6 or 8 on each one,
Yep.
and all of a sudden you have 50 drinks
But-
that are specialty,
Right.
and
Right.
people are done reading them, or they forget the first 10 that they wrote, you know.
Yep.
Well, you guys are still trying to figure out what your clientele likes. So something like that's going to force you to understand what your clients are drinking by listing all that stuff first, and then you can narrow it down. But like,
Yeah, but then it's not
here-
special. It's just,
No,
here's our
no,
drinks.
I understand.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand, but you don't have house cocktails yet per se. There's a difference between
Specialty and
drinks
special.
and your house cocktails that you always have. They just sell all year round. So what's the point of getting rid of them? But specialty cocktails are for like seasonal stuff.
So you're saying
like,
don't put your house cocktails on the specialty cocktail list.
Yes, and that's what we do
Yep.
here on the.
So now I got
table.
another one that says, here's my
No,
Well,
because
drink
that's
Here's my
no,
specialty drink
because
list.
That's
Here's
on
my
the back
everyday
of our,
drink
that's
list.
That's the back of our draft list. All the drinks are on the back.
But I think
But the ones that you want to push and promote are the ones that are on the table.
see. I feel like a specialty drink is what you're known for. That's our specialty.
Yes, so
a
I
special
think-
is
Yeah, so
a
it's
special.
seasonal
A
and
special
specialty.
is
Yeah, okay, I got you.
a temporary drink.
So you're
Right,
saying, in your mind, a specialty drink is really the house drink.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Because that
And a
should be what
seasonal
you do
drink
really well.
is
So call
rotated out.
it house favorites.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And here's our specialty ones, the one that we're pushing this week.
I think
Right.
that's
That's
drink
specials
specials.
because it's only a week.
Yeah.
Drink specials, not specialty
Yeah.
drinks.
Yes.
Drink specials are.
We got a lot of-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah.
writing any of this down?
Are you?
we're
You've
recording
been in
it.
the business 10 years and you're just figuring this out now?
Well, I've been
He's
reading.
dyslexic. He's been mixing it up all day long.
Did you call me dyslexic?
Yes.
Dick
Yeah.
Lexic?
What?
Wait, is that your porn star name? Dick Lexic?
It is now.
Can't believe you
Wow,
saw
that
me
was-
on that website.
That's where Karl went missing in Vegas. The other convention.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think you do have to keep some stuff limited. Like right now, I think our drink list is a little too big. But at the same time, we're selling equally almost all of them. So
Right, then it's not too big.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm like, I guess
Well,
we'll
let's
just
go.
keep them all on.
Let's take that same conversation to beer.
Right.
I mean,
How many
here
beer
we have
lines? There's
30.
too many
We
beer
have
lines.
32 beer lines here. At Tolson's, we have 24. At New World Tavern, it's all craft, plus
Right.
Guinness. But at Tolson's, we have, out of the 24 we do carry the Bud Light, the Coors Light, the Blue Moon. How many draft lines these days are too much? Now, 10 years ago or 5 years ago, you could have 100 draft lines and you would sell all the beer.
Right.
What is too much? And at some point, the beer is going to get old in the line.
Well, I
You
think
have too
think
many.
that's really if you can have 200 beer lines and you're turning the beer fast enough where it doesn't get old, then that's enough.
Yeah, I guess it depends on
You
the
know,
size
if
of your
you're
place.
out in
But if I go to a place now that has 100, and I'm like literally 100 draft lines,
yeah
I am skeptical on what beer to get
Yes.
because I'm thinking,
I am too.
yeah.
whoa, I don't want to get something that's a little old in the line that's been sitting up there forever.
Yeah.
In,
Still have Sam Winter on?
well,
I think Oktoberfest is already out. Oh, it's not out. Wait a minute.
No, it's-
I think I'd be less likely to try a beer I've never heard of. Where I'd be like,
See, and that's what I think.
I'd be
those
like, I don't know,
places
maybe
want
I'll
you.
have the Bud Light.
Right.
Right.
But
Yeah.
okay, but here's the other thing. I mean, I know some beer reps do this, but if they know that something's not pushing, they'll take it back, right?
No,
They won't.
Not anymore, right?
that's
Not
illegal
anymore.
It's legal.
in the state of Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
That's called a
Well,
consignment.
then I will say that that's never happened to me before.
That's a consignment. Now, if it's a bad beer,
Right, if it's a
bad beer or a bad keg or bad liquid inside,
Okay, but
yes.
that- okay,
but
so
if
if
you
the
get
beer-
it and it's been sitting in your keg cooler for 4 months and
Right.
you're still
Yeah.
pouring it,
Well,
that's not
I
the
guess that's what I'm
distributor's
saying.
fault.
Then, if the beer goes bad because it's been sitting on the line too long,
Then that's-
then they can take it back. Correct?
No.
No. Okay.
Then it's
And
your
again,
fault.
I will
It's only-
testify that has never happened to me before.
Your
And if
Honor.
the beer is going bad, you're not at the New World Tavern.
Yes.
Right. Facts.
Then other places just worked.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But no, I mean, how many? I guess you're right. It all depends on the place. I've been to a place that has 200 seats,
Yeah.
and they have 4 draft lines.
Right.
Yeah. But so they've done studies where, like, if you give people too many choices, where they have a hard time making a choice. And it's almost better to
And I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm definitely one of those people.
I am too.
What I learned a long time ago was, before you even look at the beer list, get a Guinness. And have a beer while you're looking at the beer list.
Okay.
So now you're not pressured into it.
Yeah.
But I'm that way with food, too. If I'm getting hungry and I go to a restaurant, I can't pick because everything on that friggin' menu
Yeah.
looks good.
Right.
And
There's
then
way
I'm
too
driving
much food.
myself nuts because I can't make a decision, you know?
And, like, sometimes I don't want to read a novel. Like,
No.
Right.
I drink a lot of PBR because I go in and be like, just give me a PBR because
Right.
I don't
'Cause you're
care.
cheap.
I don't care. Like, I don't.
Right.
I'm not here to like be
Right.
like, you know, swish it around in my mouth and be like, oh, I get notes of leather and beehives. You know, like, I just want to have a beer and
Yeah.
it be good and simple.
Yep.
Well, I think, and I'm speaking from experience of here, particularly where we have 32 draft lines. If you have a good amount of each type of beer, then you generally will not sit on anything for too long.
Yeah.
Like if you have too many IPAs that people are they're like
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like then you're gonna
Correct.
there's
Oh, I
gonna be
see
one
what
or
you're
two
saying.
that you're gonna end up sitting on because everybody else
Yep.
is like picking the other 12 that you have.
The big
Right.
push these days are Kolsch's. If you have
Yeah.
more than 2 Kolsch's on,
Yeah. Forget about
that
it.
third one is
Cannibalizing
just,
itself.
it really is.
Yeah. So I think if you have a good plethora of options,
Nice.
I like that
Nice word.
Yep.
Nice word.
then you won't really have to. You won't
Options?
really sit on anything. Plethora.
Oh.
Oh my God, I can't
Ooh.
believe.
Oh!
I don't think you
I've
can
had-
say girly words
I've
like
had
that.
Jordan Chabot of Speedwell Tavern on mute this whole time.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man.
He totally didn't just walk in.
Somebody here had to work today.
And
I didn't get the
Bitch,
invite.
I came in on my day
I
off,
know.
and here I am.
Jess already did payroll.
How much is too much? We already talked about
Table
things on the
tents.
table. Table tents, salt and pepper, dishes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then we talked about menus being, you know,
big.
if you've got
Yeah.
a menu that's too big, people aren't,
Or
they're not
physically
focused.
too many
Right.
menus,
Drink
or handle, like,
specials.
17
If you have 42
Yeah.
drink specials, are they really special?
Right.
How many draft lines? If you have 100 draft lines, is that too much these
I guess
days?
it's one of those, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, how many times have we been to a restaurant that had 200 seats and 4 draft lines?
Yeah, right. And they're doing just fine.
Right?
Yeah,
And,
they're
they're
doing
and they don't want any more.
Right.
And then
Yep.
you go to this other place that has 200 seats and 100 draft lines, and there's 10
Everyone
people
gets
there.
their own draft line.
Yeah.
It's funny for us to say that now, but at the beginning of like you guys
what I
already
said
covered
5
this.
years ago was a
Yeah,
different
even-
situation.
even more. Yeah, like 5-10 years ago, I remember like Sunset Grill and Tap, which is now closed in Alston. Were
Yep.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
Alston or Somerville, one
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, how many did they have?
They had 99,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they had like an additional 140.
Yeah, their menu
from-
was ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Yep.
And I get it. Like that was back when like aging beer was cool. Now we have to drink beer like 2 seconds after it comes out of the
Right,
fermenter.
yeah.
So things have just changed. But yeah,
Well-
back then it was like
Yeah.
the arms race for draft lines.
Yep.
You know.
What do you think?
But people sought it out. They get 100
Yeah.
draft lines. I'm
I'm
definitely
gonna go
going
there.
there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're gonna drink 100 beers.
And now people go and say they have 100 draft lines. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to.
Which
go
one
there.
did you just tap?
Yeah.
And how much are you paying to have 100 draft lines clean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean,
Are
let's-
you even doing that?
I mean,
Right,
how
right.
much is too much? Let's ask this question: how much is too much of a personality from a bartender? Can you get too much?
You get, I mean,
I know you can get not enough.
can.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows that you
Yes.
can go to a bar and sit at a bar, and the girl or guy is dry as hell and comes over once every 15 minutes. You're like, okay, I could have sat at the table by myself in the corner and got the same kind of thing. You sit at the bar for a reason.
I think it depends on the time of day,
But,
right?
but it's too much, too much.
Yeah.
How much
like,
is too much?
yeah.
You don't want to put your bubbliest bartender on a Monday day shift when people are just trying
Yep.
to scoop in and out for lunch, you know what I mean, on the break, and
Or-
this bitch is trying to figure out what your sign is, like, you
What crystals do you
yeah,
like?
Okay.
cracks out her tarot cards or something like that.
now I'm understanding this question because at first I'm like I don't
Yeah.
think so, but
Well,
yeah, now
and
I get
then
it.
Yeah,
it's how much is too much of a personality when you're busy?
Right.
Yeah.
So then
Oh, yeah.
you're,
Or
you know what I mean?
if
Great
you're,
point.
you're on a date, you take your wife out and you're sitting at the bar, and the bartender just won't leave you alone because they're over there talking,
Yeah.
which some people love,
Yeah.
and some people like, we just came to talk because we're getting separated, and we wanted to go over all the paperwork.
You
Probably should
know
get
what I
a
mean?
table for that conversation.
That's like a good weeknight bartender. Like somebody that can fill a room with their personality when you don't necessarily have the room full with customers. You know,
Right.
that's good. But when Friday, Saturday nights, you don't want
But
that
that same
person involved.
bartender can be the same every night of the week, and you're going to get some people say, we love Julia because, she's a lot, she's just a bubbly, and then she's there, and she's a great personality, and then you got people saying, is Julia there because
I'm exhausted.
she's a lot. I mean, she's a lot.
And that's almost like, can they read the room?
Well,
Because
that's the
I was
thing.
about
If
to
you're
say.
good, you know how to turn it off and
Yeah,
on.
you're like
that's
a
it.
chameleon. You can see what's going on.
Because I've literally been places and just been like, I just want to have a beer and quiet.
I'll tell you how much is
And
too
sometimes I
much.
usually get the too much customer sitting next to you.
God.
Yes.
That wants to chat your ear off.
Yes.
And you're like, I just want to have a beer.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up.
That's when I just get up and move.
But
And I go, it is
But
you.
there are
So
some-
I look them straight in the eye.
take my
It is
drinks in
you.
the stall.
But I'll default to that. If you just want to go out and have a beer and be left alone, have it at home. You're not going out to a public place to have a beer to be alone.
No, that's not true because sometimes you can't go home and have a beer. Not everybody's.
What if you're going out to have a beer because
empty nest beer at home.
Because the person.
All right, now, okay. I changing my mind. I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, what do you get the Brady Bunch at home and you just want to escape them all?
Yeah, right.
So,
It's all about finding your place. And there's certain ways, like I guess as a customer, to kind of send that message too. Like every time a bubbly ass bartender would come to me, I'd just be like staring on my phone to pretend I'm on
Yes,
it.
yeah.
You know?
We did that the other day.
Hold on, I
All
gotta
right,
report
Me and
something.
my wife went to the bar, and this lady, probably my age, sat next to me. You get the vibe right away.
You're
I
like,
mean,
oh,
you can
shit.
tell. I mean, you just get the vibe right away. And meanwhile, the bartender is looking at me going, crazy, trying to give me the heads up.
yeah.
And you can sense it.
Yeah.
And what I did was I turned my bar seat a little bit and faced my wife so that almost my whole back was to this woman because I didn't want to get into that conversation where she just wants to talk to me. But the poor lady's probably out because she lives by herself maybe, or
Right.
who knows what
This
the
is her
situation.
social hour.
And this
That's
is
not
her
your
social hour.
responsibility to
Correct.
fucking
But I was
entertain
just in that mood where
Yeah.
Like,
I just
man, I don't
wanted
know
to,
you.
just kind of talk to the wife and have a couple of drinks,
I
have something to eat, and
I
get
have
out
a
of
new
here.
stance on table tents, and I'll explain.
Oh, God.
So when you go to a
Does it
hotel,
involve a QR code?
no, it does not. But when you go to a hotel,
What about Home Depot?
no, a hotel,
What kind of hotel?
any hotel.
He's never
There's
gonna
the thing.
get to the
I
point.
know, right?
A motel
Fucking
hotel.
assholes.
Holiday Inn?
Is it one of those hourly rate hotels?
Yes.
Okay.
But there's a thing that you hang on the door that says "Do
What do
not
you pay for
disturb."
15
I have a
minutes?
vibrating bed.
Is everything coin op?
So thanks for listening to the Bar Talk podcast. Fuck these guys.
We just interrupt each other the whole
Please,
time.
please.
Like the 7 people that listen to this are getting so frustrated.
Oh, the 7
I
people.
want to know
we
why.
got 6.
I want to know why
And
Andy
5.
goes to a hotel that charges by an hour and it's $50 and he throws him a 10.
Because I don't need the whole hour. What do I need the whole hour for? No, but like, what if you had a table tent at the
It's
bar
called the begging.
where you have a "Do not disturb" or "Yes, I will talk to you"?
I don't know.
See,
Say that again?
this would have been more interesting and funny if I did not get my joke
No, I
derailed
know,
for like
we got it.
25
It's
minutes.
still
No.
No, I actually
funny.
took it seriously. I was like, wait a minute, could we do that?
I was trying to make a joke, Jordan, but
So-
you know
so-
what makes a joke really good is when your timing is fucked up because people
Well,
won't let you talk.
As the guy that usually gets interrupted
Yeah.
1,000
That's
times
true,
on
yeah,
this podcast,
yeah.
I'm not really empathetic with you.
That's not
I
our
apologize
fault.
for muting you for the first half. I'm going to mute these guys now.
So you're saying it's like a little thing that you just kind of like.
It was not a serious thing, but yeah. I mean, if you
Don't they have something like that, like a chip,
At
like
the
a
Brazilian
green, red
restaurants,
chip?
it's green and red.
To get more meat.
Yeah.
No,
That's where you throw the keys on the bar.
Oh, no,
That's
yeah.
what is that to say? Like,
You're a
That you're
swinger.
swinging.
take me home tonight,
Yeah.
Eddie Money.
Take
He
me
comes in his
home
pineapple shirt.
tonight.
Upside down.
Yeah. It's not upside down yet, but it will be.
Yeah.
Oh,
I showed up
anyway.
right on
All right,
time.
so there's too much.
Oh, no, I could go further.
No, thank you.
I don't remember what we're talking about because it took me so long
I
to
think
get
we
my
were-
fucking joke out.
Like a customer's being too much with.
Oh, you're right, customers.
I think we were talking about getting cock at Home Depot.
Yeah. It all goes
With
back
an
to
L.
Home
With an
Depot.
L, Jordan.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right.
It's the glue of marriage.
Definitely shouldn't.
The
hit
duct
peace
tape of
button
marriage.
before I don't know what the fuck's going on. Right now.
Okay, let's get this back on the rails. We've talked about table tents. What about
on the rails?
No.
What about what about people?
What about signage?
I was in
yeah.
Signage.
Yeah. So
All right, so
you guys have a display in the window of what's
Yep.
coming up, which I think is great because we're
For the
on it.
bands, correct?
And the comedy shows. But can it be too much? Can it be?
Oh yeah.
Depending on your place.
Yeah, I've worked in places where they wanted it in like every flat surface on the walls that you could possibly put it.
Plaster
then
onto
it
people's
just-
faces.
Like, hold on, hold still, and just
Yeah.
tack it to their forehead. But it gets lost. I think it gets lost, and it's not that you have so much going on that you have like all the space that you need to put all these flyers for all your different events. It's the same things for your your Monday thing, your Tuesday thing, your Wednesday thing, and it's just all over the place. You know, you're printing out 20 flyers for one event, and it's just plastered everywhere, and it gets lost.
Yeah.
And then it just turns into the wallpaper of the room. So like
Right.
the next time you come in,
You don't notice it.
and you
yeah.
you don't notice it. It might be a different band that's playing, but you don't notice it because it's there all the time. You're not.
But if
gonna
it's
look
not
at
too much, I think it's great advertising. I mean,
Yeah.
Because,
Oh, for sure.
Because people want to know what's going on. If you have chalkboards, I don't want to say everywhere, but if you have chalkboards for what's going on, whether it's drink menus or comedy nights or whatever, people sit there and saying, "Oh, we got a comedy night coming up this Wednesday."
Right.
Oh, geez, I'll think about
Next Wednesday.
next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on when this is posted.
June 15th
15th.
at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
The day after this podcast. Or the day before.
But I
Tickets
think
$10
that-
in advance.
I think
15 at the door.
Ryan
Definitely,
Ellington's going to be here.
there's
Great.
definitely a case of having not enough.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just spot. Look,
I
we're
think
affirmed
worse
no
is not
signs.
enough, and
True.
I don't do any.
more than
really.
enough
we don't
is
either.
more than enough.
Yeah.
You don't. I'm
I
gonna.
use social media.
That's inside, right? So social
Yeah.
media
Right,
is it's the
right.
same situation. How much is too much? Is there a point where people are going to stop looking because you're posting too much?
Yes.
Yes.
Or is it,
100%.
Yes.
And if we all knew what that threshold was, we'd be rich people. But
Well, they got to kind of set up for you nowadays on Instagram and Facebook where they tell you where your core audience is on your website.
Yeah.
So you can know to post. I mean, you wouldn't know this, Karl. You're looking at me with like glazed eyes, but
He's like,
Yeah, it
Facebook
tells
talks to
like,
you?
Yeah.
is that the one I have to take a
Facebook
picture
said
of?
the thing, yeah, and it'll tell you. And Jordan, I'm sure you know, like your guests are on your Facebook page this on this time of day, this time of day, and this time of day.
Yeah, it's
And
usually-
so you know to post when.
Yeah, you work around like most of the time.
Yeah, but you know how
9
when to
5
post
schedule
when,
or
and
whatever.
so doesn't 1,000 other people, and you get 1,000 friggin' posts that same hour.
Right,
It's
but
not.
if you know what you're doing, you gotta skirt tail around whatever.
But your
everybody else is doing.
people, the algorithm will sort out the people who want to see
Yeah,
your stuff.
your stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is why when people are like, oh, no, I'm not saying Facebook isn't negative, but the people are like, oh, it's so toxic, everything is negative. I'm like, because that's the shit you interact with the
Right,
most.
right.
Kinda on you.
Yeah.
So I would say if we go back to the in-house advertising, chalkboards or signs,
Yep.
or I would rather overdo it than underdo it. Because if nobody knows what's going on, nobody's going to come in for what
Yeah.
you're doing. And when you do what you're doing, you're only doing it to the people that are already there.
Right.
It doesn't bring in extra people. So if you have, let's say, a comedy night and you don't advertise it in-house,
Yep.
then you're missing out on every customer that you have going,
sure.
That's already
hey,
comfortable here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're already comfortable here. They might want to do something different.
Right, they're saying, "Oh,
Yeah,
comedy."
sure.
So
In
if you put it out on Facebook, they might not be a Facebook person, but they're here.
Right.
It's
Right.
free advertising for what's going
You're
on.
catching two types of demographics: the people that want to physically have it be seen in house, and the people that are just on their phones constantly.
We call them QR code people and non-QR code people.
So I will say,
Do you know what QR stands for?
Quite reasonable code.
Exactly. I had another word, but you might have edited it out.
I actually don't. What does it stand for? Does anybody know what it
I
stands
don't
for?
know.
Quantum
It's
reality.
probably, yeah, I honest to God, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I'm
Me
like, we are in
too.
a simulation. So.
I gotta get the Google machine.
How are you gonna go with it? I was
I'm
gonna go with it.
So okay, so here I will say, as a chalkboard artist, that when I go and do them, people will stare at me the whole time that I'm doing it and read every single thing that I'm writing down.
So is your back to them while they're staring at you?
Yes.
Maybe it's not the chalkboard.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, but my assets are in the front.
And they accidentally keep erasing the board.
I have to stand like way the fuck
See what happens when you guys don't fuck up my timing?
Okay, hold on. Quick response code.
That was pretty
Quick
classic.
response code is
Quick
what
response
you are.
code, got
I
it.
would never have guessed that.
Thank you.
But anyway, so
But-
people will stare
sorry.
at me doing them the whole time, and they'll read everything, and they'll be like, "Oh my god!" And then and then it's almost like every time I come in, everyone's like interested in what I'm doing. So then they're interested in the drinks, and then they want to order the drink. Ooh, that sounds really good. Ooh, I want to try that one. I want to try that one. So even just the sheer fact of me going in and doing it catches people's
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah, the chalkboard's a good approach.
People want to
Right.
see what's new and interesting.
Well, if-
even if they don't order anything, they
Right.
still want to see it and say, they're none for me, but
Right.
sounds good.
Yeah,
I
right.
think part of like to kind of dovetail on that is just like any business, like location. Like you have your drink specials for your frozen drinks above your frozen drinks,
Right.
so people look over and be like, "Ooh, they have frozen drinks." Oh, it's right there.
Right.
Prime real estate is the board
We
right
advertise
above the
all our
urinal.
kitchen.
Right,
Because
yeah.
you're standing there
All our
staring at the
kitchen
wall.
specials are right above the stove.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
We don't sell a lot of them.
You know what? I've just decided we have too much of Karl.
But I agree. I think bathroom advertising is like untapped.
Huge. That's
Yeah,
the.
it's
I feel
untapped
like
real estate.
I have
Really, because that's
the
what all the
shit to
people that
get.
go in there with a friggin' magic mark, I think, too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they're advertising.
Yeah.
They're smart.
Right.
Cheaper than billboards.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had so many people like come to our events and then be like, "Well, where'd you see it? Oh, I was posted on the bathroom door or above the urinals."
People staring at a
Yeah,
wall.
with
Let's
no-
take
yeah.
it.
urinal.
Let's take it another way.
Getting rid of anything.
A lot of places have. We've had it in the past. I know, Jordan. I think you do that now. Is do you dedicate a TV to everything that you do, whether it's events,
Right.
whether it's food, or are people just not looking at it? And if you do,
Do
Bunch of idiots.
if you do the food, you got to be very careful that that's what the food looks like when it comes out to the
Yeah,
table.
that's why I haven't changed the pictures in a while.
But it's true. So
Change on
does
menu
that really,
Right.
or people coming and saying, "Hey, can you put the Celtics game on that channel?"
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
But-
I will say,
but
Jordan, I
how
never
much does
look
that
at
help?
that TV.
I was gonna
one
say.
does.
Ever.
I was gonna say. I'm like,
Didn't
I
even
don't
know you
even
had
know what
that
TV
TV.
he's talking
Yeah,
about. Is it the
in a
one
weird-
to the left of the bar?
It is in a weird
Yeah,
spot.
so the reason why it's over there is because on the weekends we have a wait, so people can kind of sit there and chill while they're waiting for a table and they have something to stare at besides my bartender. Where's my table? I came all the way from Derry, New Hampshire. Yeah, no, now they can stare at the TV. So
For your fish sandwich, we don't have fish sandwiches.
yeah, actually, I do have a fish sandwich.
No, but
See, that's why
so-
I don't change
right.
the pictures on the menu.
So that's understandable. But again, because I've gone in there so many times, I know what it is, and I never look at it.
It's
anymore.
just the draft list, and it's like,
No, I
and
know.
it's one of those things too where it's like a menu board that changes. So like this, you're gonna sit there and wait 5 minutes for like the page you're interested in to pop up, or you're just
Right.
gonna ask the bartender for a menu.
Right.
It's more
Right.
fluff than anything
Yeah.
else. Fashion over function.
And the other thing that I do not like is when I walk into a place, or especially my own, and there's another food channel
yeah,
on the
I know
TV.
you've talked about this
Just
so many
it
times.
really does bother me because
you make a good point.
people
there.
are looking at saying something. Oh man, look at those steaks! I'm really hungry for a steak. Well, we don't do steaks.
Yeah, right.
People are gonna be like, oh, why would you put somebody else's food on the TV
You
while
really,
they're
even though they can't go to Derry, New Hampshire at that moment and
Right.
get that.
Wow, what is it with
Derry, New Hampshire?
and all they're gonna do is ask and say,
in the Derry, New Hampshire.
And
it
then
makes
you-
me think of someone coming in and being belligerent.
and then you're gonna have those people that
Jordan got beat up in Derry, New Hampshire.
yeah, those,
Like
those
this
people
weekend,
are gonna
I
watch
think.
that show and go,
why
you
he
know
was
what you
late.
should do? You should do that.
No, that makes
Okay,
sense.
but on the contrary, we have Chive TV here, where it's a lot of stupid shit. And people are hurting each other, and that doesn't
God, I
make me
love
want to
that.
go commit violence.
Yeah, but you're in a restaurant to eat,
Yeah.
not
I know, I'm
do
just
a
trying to-
front
Yeah.
flip
Yeah.
on a BMX bike into a pool full
I don't know.
of
Sometimes I
sharks.
could be like,
Says
"Yo,
who?
I could do that right now." Get enough alcohol in me and be like, "I can do that."
I do think like originally when Karl said that, I'm like, dude, no, it like you get a lot of foodies in the restaurant, so like you kind of want to put something that's going to enhance their appetite and entertain them. And then when he brought up that point, I'm like, no, you know what? You're right. You're giving like an unreasonable expectation because the food you see on the Food Network isn't real fucking food either. They're
Right,
putting
yeah.
motor oil on
It's-
pancakes
yeah.
and shit.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
It's all staged. It's
Yeah,
all this, it's all
that-
that.
And no
It's
one
like
here
going to a
has
strip-
Bobby Flay in the kitchen, so it's
Right. It's like going to a strip club and them having TVs of Victoria's Secret models on all the time. It's just not how it goes, dude. You can't do that.
In New Bedford.
In New Bedford. The Pigs Inn.
Yeah. The Pigs Inn. You just brought back memories from my college years.
For our listeners not local.
People from Derry hate me. People at the King's Inn hate me.
I think everybody-
Are you worried?
Yeah.
Are you worried about the King's Inn demographic?
No,
Really?
not anymore. My wife used to work at the Chinese food place that was next door, and she'd deliver their takeout every day.
I didn't know
So,
where that. I just heard my wife works. I'm like, oh, where's this fucking going?
Cut Jordan's
But I
whole
think you're right.
section.
A lot of these, how much is too much is you have to really read the place that you're in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there are, I'll call it a divier bar than a classier bar is going to have more chalkboards and things written on the wall and, what's coming up next for music, what's coming up next for food. Here's our specials. Where if you go to a classier place, it's going to be all on one menu, which is 42 pages, and nothing on the walls.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess it all depends on where you want to be.
There's a local chain, small chain, that you'll go in and there's literally like huge signs all over the wall, be like chicken sandwich $9.99, and then a bad picture of this chicken sandwich, and then over here it's like the pizza $2.99 on Tuesdays or whatever, and it's just, it feels like you're in some sort of
Forced.
like flea market, like it's just shitty looking and
Yeah,
cheap,
yeah.
and you're like, I don't want to say it's reflected in
Yeah.
your food, but
Right.
I'm obviously not saying who it is. It's reflected in their food.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
anybody in Plymouth.
Yeah,
And I
no,
think
but
a
you're-
lot of people,
you
when
make a
they're
point.
sitting at the bar and they're sitting at a table and say it's just them coming in for lunch, or it's like a couple and they're just kind of whatever, they like to look around. They
Yes.
like
Yeah.
to look and see.
They like to read
They
the
like to read
the
they
chalkboards.
room.
Yeah.
Literally.
But even me and the wife will, if they don't have a chalkboard up or some sort, I say a chalkboard, but any kind of
Right.
sign
Yeah.
behind the bar without the drink specials, we probably not interested in reading it on the menu.
Right.
But if you sit there and get a drink and you're about to order food and you've been reading that menu that's right in front of you,
It's
Yeah.
like that
the whole
it's
time
like
you're
the
like,
cereal bar.
you know what? That
When you're a
looks
kid.
really good.
Right, yeah.
I think I'm
Right.
gonna get that.
Right. Right. Although sometimes it is like they literally have the menu in front of them and they'll be like, "Can I get mozzarella sticks?" And I'll be
Yes.
like,
Oh.
"You don't have mozzarella sticks."
Yep.
Like, so now we're
Can you
expecting
make
the customer to read the shit all around them when they can't even read what's literally right in front of them.
Right.
Hey, you can't help everybody, man.
Look, I know you can only help so many, but
And then at my place, I got somebody running in the back room yelling, "Do we have mozzarella sticks? Somebody wants mozzarella sticks."
Is it on the menu? Can we do
Christ.
it?
Yeah, can we do it?
I
Yeah.
love that. Oh, you're gonna get me on a wait.
You know what we can do? Buy it.
we got cheese, we got breadcrumbs. Why
Right.
can't we just make mozzarella?
Oh my
sticks?
God, it's
Okay, how much is too much to go off menu?
Oh.
a little bit
That's a big
is too
issue.
much.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit is too
Yeah.
much. Listen, here's our menu. This is what we have. I don't mind modifying to a point. But yeah, I don't come in and let's use
Right.
mozzarella sticks. You have cheese. Why can't we make mozzarella sticks?
Let me roll up some American cheese and throw it in the fry
Right.
for you. Let's see what you see how you feel about it.
Comes out exploded, puts it on a plate. There
Seriously,
you go.
here you go, as your greasy
And that's
slop,
with
idiot.
the inexperienced server.
You
we'll
greasy
come
idiot
over
from
and then
Derry,
just-
New Hampshire.
Go back to Derry.
But that's
Terry.
where it becomes an inexperienced server to say it's okay sometimes to say no to
Yeah.
the customer. It's okay. No, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
Here's a
we
trick.
can.
You
We
say,
can't
"Let
fucking
me
do
go ask." You walk around the restaurant. Don't ask anyone to come back. Say, "Oh, sorry." I can't."
That's a
That's
good.
it.
That's a
That's
good
good
server one. Yeah,
Yeah.
because as a
Don't
server,
tell them all the tricks
you
of the
want what's
trade, man.
This is for us. This is so
Right. This
Karl
is
has
for-
people stop crying.
I had a woman.
I
the
told
other
you,
day-
Jordan, they all cry at Tolson's.
That's his
Yeah.
new company
Yeah,
motto.
Still,
Yeah.
still,
I had a woman.
Everybody
you have
cries.
tears on draft.
Everybody.
Oh my God, this is the
Wow.
episode name right there. Tears on draft.
But I had a woman that was kept asking the server the other day for a frozen drink, and she's like, "Well, you have frozen drinks," and she's like, "Yes, but they're pre-made frozen drinks." Okay, well, can I get this drink but just not? No, can I get this drink with no alcohol but frozen? And she's like, "No, it's
already
pre-made."
in there,
Like,
yeah,
I don't-
yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, well then, can I get a frozen mudslide?" She's like, "I've told you 3 times we don't have a
my
blender
fucking
already."
God.
It's just like,
Yeah.
say no, say no, say no.
Just say no. And that's the other thing too is
Jordan's
and I
having
know
like
this is my own
PTSD
opinion.
over here
Stress
right
me
now.
out a little bit. That's why I don't have a blender.
This is my own opinion. Mocktails. Listen, you want a root beer? You want a soda? That's
First,
fine.
I thought you said mop tails. And I was
But-
like, all right.
I'm not making you a mudslide
It's
with
just a
no
slop
alcohol.
From the mop.
Yeah, just order dessert, bro.
It's just that's not what I'm doing. And the first one is I'm not doing it because that's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And second of all,
dumb.
if you're ordering it for your kid who's underage, why are you trying to serve them alcoholic drinks? Are you trying to prime them for when they're 21? Like, this is what it's going to taste like, but it's got booze in it next time.
Here's the interesting thing. If you put a non-alcoholic mudslide on your kids' menu, you'd be lynched.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect segue.
Lynched.
So I used to work at a banquet restaurant.
By the employees.
This
By
time of year-
everybody.
This time of year at the banquet restaurant was prom season.
Yeah.
So I was a young bartender. When I was
Cape
16,
Codder.
17. I would go most often thrown into these underage parties because I wasn't old enough to drink. They don't want me serving whatever. Long story short, it
Too
was
late.
a Shirley Temple Roy Rogers party. And all it took was one asshole that worked there or whatever to order the virgin daiquiri from one of the bars, because it was 7 bars in the building, and come back in the room that I was bartending in with it, and all of a sudden my blender was going the rest of the fucking night. It was the worst. Virgin Shirley Temple, virgin daiquiri, virgin mudslides. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Virgin rum and coke.
And you're not getting tipped. You're not getting tipped because it's a prom.
Right.
These kids aren't carrying cash. They're drinking.
So I'm not
Oh,
a
that's why I have
mocktail
PTSD.
place.
No.
If you're not old enough to drink, or if you are old enough to drink and you don't drink, mocktails just isn't for you. When you're in my place.
Jordan brought his own hoppy beer.
Yeah.
That whole thing is a whole separate conversation, I think, because the whole
Whole separate podcast.
the whole.
I feel like,
we've done the non-alcoholic sort of
Yeah,
podcast
but I mean,
before.
we could talk more NAs and mocktails in a future episode. Tune in next week. But I feel like as far as what's too much, this is too much podcast. So this is the last call.
Shit.
We call that a segue, Carl.
That was nice.
Yeah, thank you. Last call. This is the part where we go around the table and everybody gets to plug whatever they want to plug. So I'm going to start with Jess.
Oh, fuck. I was really hoping you weren't going to start with me.
I can tell because everyone stops making eye contact.
When does this one come out? This Saturday? No, this Thursday?
No, next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to plug your comedy show, but that's, going to be too late, so I guess I will.
Oh, you just missed it, guys.
Comes
Last
next time.
Well, it is. It's the first Wednesday of every month. No.
Well, it's the
Second-
third
third
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
of
I don't
every
even know
month.
what day it
It's
is.
fine. I know your calendar better than yours.
Thank you. I don't have it on me.
I guess I'll shamelessly plug myself and my chalkboarding
There you go.
artwork.
You can look at the front of her shirt and see.
Yes,
exactly.
it's all smudged. But if you want the real, that's an only.
What are you plugging?
Nicely done.
Myself. Well, yes.
On the only. Holy shit.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Okay, chalkboards.
All right, chalkboards. All right.
I have a Facebook page called Off the Wall Chalkaholics, and you can see me do a bunch of chalkboards in the Plymouth area and the surrounding towns. And if anybody needs their chalkboards or window art or even murals, I will do those as well. You can reach me there, and I will.
Do you do Speedwell bathrooms?
Oh yeah.
Not yet.
Excellent question.
Her artwork would be wasted. All you need to do is carve an 8 equals D, and that's it. You're all set. You're a fucking Picasso.
No, I will not be doing carvings in Jordan's bathroom anytime soon.
Thanks,
Yet.
Jess.
Yet.
Love you, Jess.
Love you.
Damn Honey, what do you got?
I'm gonna plug Andy's favorite job, Home Depot. It takes
Don't plug them. They're not paying us.
It takes a big company to be able to pull off bright orange
Dome
aprons.
Hepo.
Yeah, and for
Please
all
plug
your
Lowe's.
shittiest shed needs, go there and get lost in the aisles that don't make sense.
All right, we're gonna have to edit that out because we didn't get paid for that. I don't even know if we would have.
He said would.
We
Carl
have wood at Home Depot.
Dome Hepo. Hello.
Heine, what you got?
I'm going to push all the restaurants on Main Street in the world.
That's
You've been doing a lot of that lately.
That's interesting. I like it.
Come down, support local. Doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing.
World's not local, Carl. You can't say the whole world and then say local.
You push your own
where
shit.
They are.
All right,
is
sorry.
local.
Sorry, I'm a dick.
Damn.
Jordan's like, I hate when people interrupt me.
Yeah. So, support local. Come on down. I mean, you never know when you're going to find your brand new favorite place.
That was lovely, Carl.
Yeah, your turn, Jordan.
This is
I
gonna
know, I'm
be
getting
this is gonna be Jordan's plug for Derry, New Hampshire. So go on.
No, I'm gonna plug Father's Day. You know why? Because Carl was blocking my microphone. I'm gonna plug Father's Day. Father's Day is coming up June 19th. I think mothers should get tons of love for all they do.
It's Juneteenth.
No, it's a different holiday, Carl.
Oh.
I think that's the next day. Is it the same day?
Same day.
Same day? Okay. But I'm plugging Father's Day. Mothers get a lot of love, as they should. They literally squeeze the kids out, and that does not look like fun. I never want to take that role. But dads do a lot, too. I think the stigma behind dads being these go to work every day, don't love their kids, don't hug their kids thing is still kind of lingering. And it's bullshit. There's a lot of really good dads here. 3 of them sitting at this table, patting myself on the back. Shout out to all the real dads out there. Happy Father's Day. Get them something good like a fresh pair of New Balances. Really use a pair.
Every year, baby.
New pair of Air
Dan's
Carls.
a dog dad, doesn't that count?
Yeah, Dan's a dog.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you are very good.
You were one of the
doesn't,
3 you mentioned.
It doesn't count.
Yeah.
It does not count. Dog dads do not count.
I mean,
Dog
you are
dads
cleaning
know.
up shit. You deal with good.
You can lock your dog in a cage and leave for the day.
Yeah, but you'd be a
and
terrible
no
human
one
being.
cares.
Oh, all right. The no one cares part. All right.
Well,
No,
if
I-
People
they're-
crate their dogs
someone
all the
else is
time.
kidding
we
you
go.
lock them in the cage. Just saying.
But you also don't make it. You wouldn't be a good dad if you did it.
Cut.
Okay.
We all have different standards.
I am going to plug. I was listening to all you guys. I didn't even come up with anything. I'm going to plug with the Inebriar podcast. So you can check out the Inebriar podcast, obviously the Bar Talk podcast, and the Old Colony cast. They're all produced and recorded by us. Each one has their own flavor and assorted guests and hosts. What are you laughing at?
You said flavor, and I just thought that was strange.
They do have their own flavor, like a
don't know.
audio
He likes all
flavor.
audio
yeah.
I
files.
know, right? I'm like, ugh.
Some of them are very vanilla.
So, Inebriar, we interview creative people about what they do and how they do it. Old Colony Cast is all things Plymouth and surrounding areas, mostly history. And collectively, between all 3 shows, I think we're pushing like 500 episodes.
Dang.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a
And
lot
when
of
you say
talking.
all things Plymouth, you don't mean the talks.
No.
So, if that was a podcast, I'd fucking listen.
Would you? I wouldn't. I feel like it'd be a nightmare.
There's a TikTok guy.
He's the best.
I want Scott Lower. I want Nick Thatcher. I want all of it. I want all the smoke.
Ugh, that'd be an awful. I wouldn't even do that as an episode.
Friend of the show, Nick Thatcher.
Nick Thatcher.
Yeah.
Yep. But they're a lot of fun, and we've been so lucky to be able to do them for, I don't know, like 7 years now. And that's why we brought all these great people together, and Karl. And
I made the cut.
I mean, Karl was here on time. I'm just saying.
He lives here.
But if you want to reach us, you can reach us at bartalkcast@gmail.com with all your questions, complaints, hate mail, whatever else you got. You can find us on all the social medias at bartalkcast, and we will catch you guys next week. No,
See ya.
2 weeks.
Peace.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. So thanks again for listening. Hey, Bar Talk listeners. Well, Karl's out there picking out his favorite Hawaiian shirt to wear for today's episode. I just want to mention today's sponsors. Today we have 2 sponsors, the first of which is Black Box. Do you have TVs everywhere in your bar or restaurant? Is everyone demanding their favorite content? Or are the same content displays synchronized throughout your establishment? You may be struggling to deliver the right content on the right TV. Black Box switching, distribution, and control systems can help you stream the content your customers want without paying for extra receivers to satisfy your customers' need for variety. Without shifting attention away from your customers, your staff can easily control what displays on TVs via touch panels, tablets, or even their phone from any location in your bar. Do you want to promote food or drink specials, upcoming events and activities, share fun facts, trivia, or other interactive content, or make money selling ad space for other businesses? Black Box Digital Signage can help you create a digital menu boards, Black Box Digital Signage can help you create digital menu boards that quickly and easily update to promote your specials, showcase your events, and integrate social media. Share display time between in-house promotions and ads for other businesses or partners. Talk to us or visit blackbox.com. And our second sponsor today is our good friends at Beatty's Vodka. Creamy, smooth, and fresh from the farm, Beatty's premium Canadian farm-to-bottle potato vodka has officially landed in the U.S. From their award-winning classic potato vodka and sweet potato vodka to the just-launched naturally flavored strawberry vodka, there's truly a Beatty's for everyone. Visit Beatty'sDistilleries.com to find a retailer near you.